this is what we look like going out to do chores. I have the frozen pulp from my mom's juicing in the feed bucket. I don't leave the feed out there because we have mice in the greenhouse and they get in it and then they poop in it and then they're spreading a disease. So I've got under my arm the quail food, in my hand the rabbit food, and on the floor is my little watering can that I use to fill everybody's water up. This is our duck greenhouse, formerly a chicken greenhouse. We made it out of our kids' playhouse because our kids weren't playing in it anymore. Hey guys, their feet are pretty nasty right now, and it's not good for them. It makes them slip. So I'm going to take some of this hay and put it in their shelter so that they can fluff it up. With young bunnies, I keep them on the regular pellets. The reason is that they're growing so quickly at this stage that they will become malnourished very easily. So I have pellets for them in there, but we're also giving them sprout mats, used spent sprouts, and they really like this green leafy hay. They go through this much hay in a day, these fast growing ones. Very good to give them multiple sources of food so that they can just pick and choose what they want. We also give them pumpkins, but the rabbits that really love the pumpkins are the lactating mamas, not so much. So the babies are big enough to be away from mama now. Some of them are bigger than others. The white ones seem to be some of the lighter ones. And I just wanted to show you what that wheatgrass mat looks like after those bunnies have been at it. That was a completely full wheatgrass mat. My mom had just harvested most of the grass off of it, and I put it in this morning, and they already have it mostly eaten. Mom in here has one of her own. She hasn't touched it as much. Mama bunny is pregnant. She is due on the 20th. So when I have baby bunnies or rabbits that are super messy that they like to dig, which would be baby bunnies, what I will do is I will get hay cubes. Now hay cubes, they don't have all the supplementation in it that pellets do. Do I have an open container? These are pellets. They're really tiny, but they have supplements in them to help a rabbit that grows super fast and is in a cage rather than being able to go out and get the food that they want. So for me, hay cubes is a filler. I put it in so that I know that they always have something to eat. If they empty their container and I didn't notice, there's this in there, because you can get malnourishment very quickly when you have fast growing baby bunnies. Also, if I have a doe that, you know, paws through her food a lot, I'll give her these for a week and then she'll stop pawing through her food because she likes the taste for pellets better than these. And these are just at any store. I think they're $10 a bag, and I go through them a lot slower than I do the pellets. This is what things are looking like right now. I have a hay basket on the side. I prefer these little water bowls as well because then they don't tip them over. It means I don't have to come out and do chores as much, and it leaves them with more room in their cage. So she has 2 babies left so that if she is still nursing them, she won't get mastitis. But you can see what happened on the inside. Where I have it resting on those slats that you can see, the manure builds up, and that's because unlike their mama, the babies are pooping everywhere. And so I need to get in and wash that off and clean it out. The black ones are heavier than the white ones. These are she's a mixed breed. She's from a backyard meat rabbit operation where they bred a whole bunch of different breeds together to get the perfect rabbit that they wanted. And she's a really good mom. All the rabbits I've had from them have been really good. Everybody has food and water. We are waiting for more dishes like that to show up. We cleaned out the Cow Ranch store. And this is what the babies are going to look like in their little cage. They won't be in there for very long. It is quite a small space. And what you see right now where she's hopping on her food is the reason why I prefer food hoppers rather than bowls in a cage. It takes up less space, gives them more room to move around, and means that there's less waste. Here's these guys. I need to go get their water bottle filled up. Is that if I had 2 big cages like that one, here and here, I wouldn't be able to get my mulch in still. So these smaller cages work really well to allow me to do that. So I will watch to see if they seem to be able to find the water. They've never had to use a dripper because they were born in the winter. Let's see how they do. And go get theirs. I prefer these square ones that are more expensive to the ones where you just put a lid on a pop bottle, because the ones on the pop bottle will suck in and then they won't let their water out. The suction gets too strong, whereas these ones are rigid. Did you get it? Oh, good girl. Yay! So they figured it out. Okay, I'm going to go get them their water and we will be done. In a greenhouse, you want to make sure that any of your feed has a lid on it, because the condensation in here, when it drips down, will make it so that your food puffs up and is no longer in cube form. So that's important. And also keep it high, because I do have mice in here. This is my black gold. I never seem to be able to get enough of it. This one, I put the coconut core that had the chemical fertilizer in it on top of the rabbit manure. This one, I mixed the rabbit manure in. This one does not have rabbit manure in it. It has layers of goat bedding, wood chips, and wool. This is the latest one planted, and it looks fine for how old it is. We'll have to wait and see how things go with the wool and the the wool and the goat as opposed to the rabbit manure. But that's the difference between them. Rabbit manure mixed in without any chemical fertilizer. Chemical fertilizer with the rabbit manure underneath, I would doubt that any of the roots have actually reached the rabbit manure yet. I have watered this one with Miracle Grow, since it already had the chemical fertilizer in it. I just wanted to see the difference. So rabbit manure, Miracle Grow. And this one we have yet to see.
So hey guys, so I'm out here feeding and watering the bunnies, and even though they have a jug out here, I forgot. I brought out my watering can. So it doesn't matter how much food you gather in your can. You just have to make it full.